Good morning, everybody, both in the sanctuary and at home, wherever you are around the world. We're so excited to be here on this last Sunday of July. We have a very, very special guest with us today that is always a Columbine favorite. So we're going to open up today with Leonard Barrett. Woo! Let's welcome
Morning. Thank you. Good to be here.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in my world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, stick around and you can view it. Anything you want to do it, want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. If you want to see magic lands, close your eyes and you will see one. Want to be a dreamer, be one. Anytime you please, and please save me one. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. There is no place to go to compare with your imagination. So go there to be free if you truly wish to be.
Leonard Barrett, everyone. And with that, we say good morning and welcome to Columbine Spiritual Center. We're centered in God. We celebrate a world of harmony, peace, and abundance for all. Doesn't that sound great? We're going to ask you to stand in the sanctuary and join us as we sing one of our favorite Janice Stanfield songs. Spring on up, everybody. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. That's all it is. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can. One more time. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. Good, now we speed it up again. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. Woo! I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can. One more time back here. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. We heard you out there. Go ahead and take a seat and let's say our mission statement together. It's a short one. We inspire personal transformation. And with that, we're going to sing a song by Michael Gott from Unity of Houston. Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Here I stand. My heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. Back to the first verse. Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Thank you so much. That's just for you.
Good morning, everybody. Will you pray with me? Let's take that deep cleansing breath and allow ourselves to gently close our eyes if we're comfortable. saying those words to ourselves, here I am. Here I am. I am. I am divine. I am ready to serve. I am pure imagination. I am a creator. Here I am, right here, in this present moment, and now, at the now. Sweet Spirit, we are grateful to be here in this body, at this time, on this planet, to be here in an awareness of our true nature, to be here awake to whatever is longing to come forth. To be ready to give of our time, of our talent, of ourselves, of our presence. We are grateful, Spirit, for the imagination that lies within each of us, for that ability to envision, that ability to create, that ability to see a world where everyone belongs, where no one is marginalized, where everyone is valued and fed, sheltered and clothed and loved. We hold this vision for ourselves. We hold it for the person sitting next to us. We hold it for everyone in our community, the greater community in our world. We hold this vision for every prayer request that's in our prayer box and every person and their circumstances that's on our prayer list. Hold this vision of here I am, ready to love. And so it is. Amen.
Once again, we're going to hear from Leonard Barrett. If you've been missing him like I have been, I remember it was last summer, I think this very month, that you did a Frank Sinatra tribute at the Boulder Dinner Theater in the parking lot. Yes. It's not what it sounds like. But I know you've not another. You got another great show coming up. Let's hear just a little bit about that.
August 18th at the Vintage Theater in Aurora, Colorado. VintageTheater.com. Go to the Cabaret series. I'm doing a whole Broadway show. It is live, but it can also be streamed right to your home television. So call in, buy tickets. Thank you.
Thanks so much. All right.
If you hear this message, wherever you stand, I'm calling every woman, calling every man. We're the generation, we can't afford to wait. The future started yesterday, and we're already late. We were looking for a song to sing, search for a melody, search for someone to lead. We were looking for the world to change. If you feel the same, then go on and say, if you're out there, sing along with me. If you're out there, I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud. If you're out there, tomorrow's starting now. No more broken promises, no more call to war, unless it's love and peace that we're truly fighting for. We destroy hunger, we can conquer hate. Put down the arms and make your choice. We're joining hands today. I was looking for a song to sing. I searched for a leader, but the leader was me. We were looking for the world to change. We can be heroes, just go on and say if you're out there. Sing along with me if you're out there. I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud if you're out there. Tomorrow starting now. If you're ready, we can save the world. Believe again. Start within. We don't want to wait for destiny. We should be the change that we want to see. If you're out there, if you're out there and you're ready now, say it loud, scream it out if you're out there. Sing along with me if you're out there. I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud if you're out there. Tomorrow starting now. If you hear this message, wherever you stand, I'm calling every woman, calling every man. We're the generation, we can't afford to wait. The future started yesterday, and we're already late.
Leonard Barrett, everybody. Woo!
Thank you, Leonard. We are always blessed when you're here with sharing your music with us, your beautiful voice. Thank you. So last summer we had a class here at Columbine that Reverend Marla Regal facilitated called Healing Racism. And at that time we had a number of us from Columbine who, in this mostly white community, wanted to hear from ministers who were people of color. And so I committed last summer to provide a guest speaker once a quarter who is a person of color. We brought to you Reverend Sylvia Sumter, we brought to you Eugene Holden, we brought Reverend Masando from Mile High, and today we are blessed to share a video with you, a talk that was prepared just for us by Reverend Kathy Beasley. Reverend Kathy, I became aware of her a couple years ago at the graduation ceremony at Unity Village, when I got ordained a couple years ago, and she had just gotten ordained through the Unity Urban School. She spoke right before me, and I thought, oh no, I'm in trouble. She was very powerful and just a wonderful speaker, and she's going to share with us today a beautiful message. She's worked over a decade helping businesses and organizations of all types figure out how to succeed, and employees from the break room to the boardroom understand how they fit into the big picture. She and her family are residents of the Orlando, Florida metropolitan area. Her work in the world is as the Director of Technology Service Innovation for one of the country's largest healthcare systems. Reverend Kathy is an avid blogger, out-of-the-box thinker, a practical and public theologian, self-described digital evangelist, and author. Her writings can be found among those in the Unity special publications. She is a newly appointed member of the board of directors of the Unity Urban Ministerial School. She holds a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration, a Master's of Art in Organizational Management, and has studied pastoral theology and emerging ministry at the Episcopal Divinity School in Cambridge, Massachusetts. She is a 2018 graduate of the Unity Urban Ministerial School and an ordained Unity licensed religious science minister. She's got some creds. Reverend Kathy serves as the senior minister and director of the Central Florida Center for Spiritual Living in Winter Park, Florida. So I hope you will enjoy this wonderful, powerful talk that she created for us, Reverend Kathy Beasley.
Hello, my new friends at the Columbine Spiritual Center. My name is Reverend Kathy Beasley, and I bring you love and greetings from the Central Florida Center for Spiritual Living that's located here in the beautiful Orlando, Florida metropolitan area. I want to thank personally Reverend Suzanne McQueen for reaching out to me, and she and I have been in conversation for a while about scheduling some time for us to spend together, even in this virtual format. And during our exchanges, one of the things that she shared with me was that your annual theme for this year is break wide open. Not just break, or not just be open, but break wide open. That was truly a feeling that I could feel at the very depths of my being. Because when something breaks wide open, it's easy to get distracted by the sense of brokenness that's in place. But I want to invite you into what the breaking reveals and gives us a chance to do something with. And I believe that when we, as spiritual beings, we have a chance to truly break wide open, that it invites an element or a power, if you will, that as adults that we don't always rely on or get to use. It is the power of imagination. And I think this idea, if I had to narrow this down to a talk title, I would say that imagination brings possibilities to life. The power of imagination may be an unconventional spiritual sense of a spiritual practice, but it's still a pretty important one. When I think of imagination, my mind travels back to my second grade art class with Miss Curry. And I heard the word imagination for the very first time. I remember what it felt like. Imagination. It felt real to me. It felt like something that I could step inside of and be safe and be warm and be loved. She invited us to close our eyes and to open our mind. And it taught me in that moment that when I close my eyes and I open my mind, I get a chance to take hold of whatever it is in me that needs my love and attention in that moment. So putting my imagination to work was the beginning of a lifelong journey of great discovery and also of quiet escape. As a reminder in my daily life to be open to moments in the midst and in the company and use of my imagination. I always keep some crayons handy because crayons remind me of the creative power that lives within each of us. And sometimes we have to break wide open to find that, to remember that. When we look at the word remember, the prefix of that re means again. And to be together again. You see, when we break wide open and we begin to utilize our imagination to bridge the gap in the breaking, it creates a world of possibility, of hope, and even wholeness. Like I said, it's easy to be enamored by something broken, but my mom used to say that even a broken clock is right twice a day. And I have come a long way from knowing the use of a blanket and pillow fort and lawn chairs and refrigerator boxes as a castle, and declaring the playground slide as this mountain that somehow I needed to ascend and conquer, to standing in a spiritual space with fellow travelers on this road. And I come to know that as I have grown older and I continue to grow, that my imagination is the locus of my sense of self. And it is the thing that urges me to step forward. I attribute my ability to overcome some of the most challenging moments and situations in my life to the power of imagination as an unfolding principle in my life. Imagination is something that says to me often, come here. I got something that I want to show you. And so this morning, I want to say to your soul, come here. There's something I think we need to explore. When we consider in the space of being wide open, it means that we are available. We are available to the goodness to flow from within, but also the goodness that is surrounding us to flow into. I look at the imagination today as an invitation because I believe that imagination, it is spiritual, it's creative, it's generative, and it belongs to each and every one of us individually. And it is the product of our imagination that we bring into the collective gathering. And so when I think about this, I go, imagination is really the doorway to dreams for me. I recognize that we stand at the doorway, a doorway of more, a doorway of love, a doorway of radical welcome. And for me, it has been a vehicle of this creative momentum to explore, not just to know, but to go see, to go feel, to go and to be. And I think it must have taken a lifetime for me to learn that imagination was never my escape from something, but it was my invitation into something. It is my invitation into the isness and the allness of the divine. There's so many ways to put this power to work in our lives, but perhaps an unconventional use of this is as a spiritual practice. So what I do is I take 30 minutes a day. Sometimes it's all at one time, but I break it up across my day. And just like I take time to pray, I take time to read, I take time to connect with humanity, I take time to consider the possibility of that which is not yet. And so I work that time into my life because it's important to me. So it has become important to me over the past year and some months to rediscover my imagination and allow it to be active in my life, in my home, and in my ministry, and in my call to serve. You see, I am one who calls for things to be broken wide open. Because when we choose, and I do mean choose, to be open, it means that we are available, that we are here for a cause that is greater than ourselves. And I used to think that our ability and our willingness to imagine was something for just the young. But I believe that the joy of it belongs to both the sage and to the young. Some might say that perhaps imagining is a lot of work. And I would agree on some days. It is the sketch pad of a concise strategy. It's the canvas for the visionary and the magnum opus for the compassionate aficionado in this life. Because within the activity of that which we imagine is the opportunity to examine up close that which we presumed to be impossible. Our imagination and our use and our leaning into it, it gives us the ability to invite yet another consideration. I invite you to find tools among your everyday possessions that remind you to step into the energy of imagination. As I said, my tools are typically crayons, but in the last year and a half, it has become acrylic paint, colored string, blocks, rocks, and stacks of brightly colored note cards. I know sometimes when people enter my office for the very first time, they can't quite tell what I do for a living. And the truth is, some days I'm not real sure. Yet I still make myself at home. So when we look at not just the things that we break wide open, or not just our feelings about being broken wide open, I understand this idea of being broken open as not something that we aspire to, but something that happens naturally. And once we have an awareness of it, we take on the role of the observer, observing the observer, observing the observer, observing the observer who gets to let it all go. So when you are broken open, when that force external of you or that force that is within you has created a moment of light, a moment of love, that is a place where we are truly at our best in this life. And we get to use our imagination as an invitation to invite people into the possibility that we perceive, into that which is whispered to our soul. We get a chance to say, come and find your way to truth, your discovery of your own capital T truth. And we get to use imagination as a lens to bring it all into view. None of our prescriptions for that lens are the same, but the intention of seeing ourselves and the world around us, including one another, is more. And to bear witness to that breaking, because anytime something breaks, it starts with a small rupture, a small crack. And I believe it was Leonard Cohen who said that there is a crack in everything because that's how the light gets in. We stand at that moment of creativity, that moment of genesis and new beginning. We get to do that in the same space that perhaps has held us captive, that held us back, that's held on to us, and we get a chance to declare our freedom of moving into our truth, moving into more of who we are called to be. So however it is that you feel yourself breaking open, feel the feelings, be with it, bear witness to the breaking open of those around you, lift up those stories that support you, that bring light, that serve as bread for your journey. Break out your crayons. Doodle on your stack of brightly colored note cards. Write down the truth that is coming into being in your broken open selves. Because even in that moment of being broken, we are still valuable. Because we have been called to open up, to allow others in, to let the light in and the love out, to make room for the truth that has always been unfolding in each and every one of us. We get a chance to be wisdom keepers, moving into a space of wisdom sharers. It's not enough to know. It is enough to know more, because I know your story. You know my story. It is enough to know that I see you, and I too am seen. So as you break open your world, beloved, brace yourself for the love. Invite the possibility, and let your imagination point you to a new way that only you can trod, a new peace that only you can know, and a new thing that only you can do. I am in love with the passage from scripture that says, I will do a new thing in you. When we are broken open, it is the divine doing a new thing in each and every one of us, a new thing that's real, a new thing that is true. So, beloved, allow your imagination to be invitation, allow it to be possibility, allow it to be all that you need it to be. Allow it to be your second chance, your second wind. Allow it to be you, wholly and wholly you. Know that as you are breaking open, that all the way from Florida, know that I love you. And I am honored and blessed to be a part of your journey. I want to leave you with this quote, something I wrote many years ago that says, "It is only the imagination that can change the heart of humanity and lift the soul of the world beyond its many attachments. Our capacity to embrace possibility is linked to our ability to imagine something other than what it was before. Sometimes our journeys of life take us back to places that we have long since departed. And other times it takes us closer to moments and ideas that were perhaps never fully realized. Some would call this a second chance. I call it a deep breath that allows me to take a second wind. I tell you all of this that you may find the will and the way to live in the vision that is breaking open right before you. I've gladly traded my blanket fort for a team meeting, my lawn chair for the peace of good company, and my playground mountain for just an opportunity to be in the company of destiny. I trust this affirmation that I am always in the presence of possibility, brought to life as a courtesy of my imagination. So, beloved, break open with love, break open with peace, break open in a way that it brings new possibility to life. Know that I love you, and there is not one single thing that you can do about that. Amen. Ashe. And so it is.
Yeah, we thank Reverend Kathy Beasley for that beautiful message, for that great reminder. And I want to invite us into a time of meditation now. So get yourselves comfortable. In Unity, we teach that our power of imagination is our ability to vision, to see, to create. And so we tap into that power of imagination that is within us. To see a world that works for all. To do our part. To listen to the soul when it says, "Come here. There's something I want to show you." In the book of Proverbs, it says, without a vision, the people will perish. Metaphysically, people represent our thoughts. Without a vision, those good thoughts, those thoughts that want to be creative, those thoughts that want to do good, those thoughts that want to help, to serve, to bring joy, to live abundantly, need a vision so they don't perish. So what thoughts in us, in your consciousness, are longing to attach to a vision of goodness, to a vision of abundance, to a vision of joy, to a vision of life and vibrancy? See that vision in your mind. Create that life step by step in your mind before taking the steps in the outside world. I invite you to hold this vision, whatever your vision is, that spirit longing to come forth, to express more of you. Allow that vision to be creative, to imagine the possibilities, all possibilities. And then when your soul says, come here, I have something I want to show you, be open. Allow it. Create it. Envision it and imagine it. And I invite you to hold these thoughts, these questions in your mind as we rest together in the silence.
If you believe, then in your heart you'll know no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know you're right, because the time will come around when you'll say it's yours. Believe there's a reason to be. Believe you can make time stand still. And know from the moment you try, if you believe, I know you will. Believe in yourself right from the start, and you will have brains, and you'll have a heart, and you will have courage to last your whole life through. If you believe in yourself, believe in yourself, believe in yourself like I believe in you.
Leonard Barrett, everybody.
Thanks, Leonard. Oh, what a beautiful song. What a beautiful message to believe in ourselves. You know, our mission is we inspire personal transformation, and one of our members wrote this: Columbine brought me back to Christianity. I had left it long ago, unable to reconcile its restrictions with what I believed to be true, yet I couldn't find a spiritual home in other religions either. Columbine was a revelation. Its talks and classes and events, its people who strive to live what they learn here, have never failed to inspire and stretch me and to help me stay on my spiritual path. It's a beautiful testimonial to what we are always trying to do here, inspire personal transformation. And so we can't do that without your support, without your help. And this is the time in our service now where we gratefully receive your love offerings, your tithes. We are so grateful. Many of you are extremely generous with us, and we thank you for your generosity. And we just are so blessed to have this community. There are many ways to give to this community. Our text to give was up there just a second ago. I don't remember the number by heart. Do you remember it? There it is, 720-902-9998. If you are watching via the internet, we invite you to give in that way, and via our website, many ways. So we thank you. Let's say our offertory blessing together. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. Amen. So if you are new to us, if you are watching via the internet for the first time, we welcome you. We are so grateful that you're here. On our website, there's many ways to connect with us, to reach out. We would love to have you do that. If you want to be on our email list, you can find many clicks on our website where you can get on our email list. If you're new here or just coming back after a long hiatus, I would love to connect with you personally. I'm Reverend Sue McQueen, one of the ministers here, and I would love to talk to you after the service. Just seek me out and let's chat. We are so glad to have you here. This Saturday, I want to invite Earl. Where are you, Earl? Come on up here. We are having a wonderful event where we get to feed others and then feed ourselves. And Earl's coming up to talk about this.
Thanks, Sue. Hello, Columbine.
Hello.
Good, you're awake. You know, we're just ending a pandemic, or if you're from Missouri or Texas, you're probably just beginning it. But the pandemic has hit us very unevenly. The poor are still poor. They're still in need. We saw pictures a month ago or 2, 3, 4 months ago about the 2, 3, 4 miles of cars lining up in places like Texas to get food so they can eat. You didn't see that in Colorado, and the reason is we did it a little differently. The schools got together and they opened up their kitchens. They kept the people that worked in the kitchens busy during the pandemic by putting together meals, by taking stuff from all of the food banks, putting it in bags or in boxes, and handing it out to people. I live in Louisville, so the food distribution center was Louisville Middle School. And every place throughout Boulder County and Adams County and Denver and most of the state of Colorado, the schools supported the people. But that's all changed. 2 weeks ago, Boulder County stopped. Last week, Adams County stopped. Denver's stopping. And the reason is they got to clean the kitchens up. They got to get the kitchen people out for a vacation, rest up, because school's starting. What this all means is that there are going to be different ways to be able to support people. And one of those ways is you, all of you. We're asking you to come Saturday and help us pack. We're going to pack 30,000 meals. We're going to do it in 2.5 hours. And, you know, that's with 56 people that have signed up. But if I can get another 20 to sign up, if I can bring us up to around 75 people, we'll pack 40,000 meals. That's a lot of food. Where does it go? Well, some of it's going to go to the community food share in Louisville that supports all of Boulder County, that supports everybody from pantries to, what is it, EFA, right. I keep forgetting that one. Excuse me. EFA, which supports people in Boulder City, for example. And we're also going to supply meals to a group called Food for Thought. And they distribute bags of food for a weekend for families that can't afford a lot of food over the weekend. And they distribute about 12,000 of these a week. We don't do that in Colorado Feeding Kids because we don't have a distribution arm, because we're a total volunteer organization. There's nobody on the payroll. There's not even a telephone number. The telephone number that we broadcast is one of the guys that volunteers, and he answers it. So we're not that type of an organization, but we're the type of organization that supports everybody else, that puts the food in the points that it's needed to be in. So we need your help. You know, the Reverend, what was her name again? Kathy Beasley said something that I thought was kind of interesting. Get out of being an observer. Step into the light. Make things better for you being here. Join us. Join us this Saturday. 9:30, we'll have you out and finished by 11:30, and then you can join a phenomenal potluck lunch we're going to have for everybody to celebrate what we've done. It'll be fun. Everybody that's done it in the past thought it was a great time. Get your neighbors, get your kids, get your grandkids. We need people there to make it better for us being here. Thank you. One other thing, I'll be in the back of the church. If you haven't signed up, I'll take your name down. If you'd like to contribute, that would be great. We're at $5,800. We got to get to $6,200 to pay for the food. So any help you can give us will be really appreciated.
Thanks, Earl. Imagine if everybody was fed. So, call forth your inner goddess. Our women's retreat is coming up August 6th and 7th. This has been my vision, one of my dreams, something that I've been imagining for a number of years to facilitate a women's retreat. And so I will be doing that this summer, and I would love for you to participate. If you're a woman of, anyone, bring your friends to that as well if you want to sign up. We're going to have a lot of fun, and it's really an opportunity for you to connect with other women in this community, to really connect on a deeper level. So I invite you to join us. The cost is $75. If that's a hardship, see me. I'm happy to offer partial scholarships confidentially. So that is on our website. You can sign up there. We are really excited that our kids will be coming back to the sanctuary, to downstairs, to our youth and family program. We have Jeannie Oliver, who we hired. She will be starting next Sunday, and look for more information coming. She will be starting the program the end of August. What else? Family Village is downstairs, and they opened on Monday. Another opportunity to have kids in the building during the week. They're here open from Monday to Friday, 9 to 1. If you want to go down and check it out, feel free to go on downstairs and see the transformation that occurred downstairs in our lower level. And if you need help signing up for anything, we're not doing paper anymore. We are trying to be totally paperless and sign up everything digitally. So if you need help with that, see Rachel, see Carol. They will be in the back with iPads. I will have my iPad as well. If you need help signing up for anything, we're happy to help. So just let us know. Who's our prayer chaplain today? Carolyn and Lisa, we have two, so they'll be on either side of the sanctuary. If you're having trouble with anything in your life or just want to be in a place of gratitude, let the prayer chaplains pray with you and bring out that divine essence within. Is that all we have? So this, let's hold off on that a moment. We're going to hold off just a moment. So on Monday, the staff got together and we had a kind of a retreat up in Grand Lake at Scott's Place. And during that time, we shared our vision for Columbine. And I think during that time, while we were all sharing our vision, we kind of all felt lifted up. Imagine having all the seats filled in the sanctuary. Imagine needing to have 3 services, not just one. Imagine having children in and out of the building, hearing the sounds of their laughter and their joy. Imagine having diversity sitting in the seats, having a diverse congregation, diverse by race, by gender, by sexual preference. Imagine that. That's what we were doing this week when we decided to nix the peace song. So we are looking for ways to keep Columbine vibrant and alive and fresh. And at the time, we decided that we thought that the peace song was something that wasn't any of that anymore. We all love the peace song. We love the words of the peace song. We can envision a world of peace with that peace song when we sing that peace song, but we want to have something that is fresh and more vibrant, that appeals to a broader audience, a wider audience, that will attract people with its words and its music and its rhythm. And so we said, we're going to cancel the peace song. Well, we heard from a few of you. And until we have something that we want to replace it with, we are going to continue singing the peace song. We ask, in Scott's message this week in the update, ask that you not hold hands. We know many of you are uncomfortable with touch since the pandemic. We ask that when we sing our peace song, for you to not join hands, to just stand, hold your palms up if you care to, allow that to come in, and sing it that way. And know that we hold a vision as a staff, as a board, of Columbine being vibrant and alive for many years to come, and we are just looking for ideas on how to bring that about. So I'm open and willing and welcoming any comments after the service about some ways to do that. Okay, so let's all stand and sing the peace song together.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yes.
Believe in yourself right from the start, and you will have brains, and you'll have a heart, and you will have courage to last your whole life through. If you believe in yourself, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself like I believe in you.
We love you. Thank you.